reasons that natural gas shows up so high is the sad part about my 35 years of working on air pollution control, because the whole notion of climate change flies in the face, in spite of what I said earlier, of what we were trying to accomplish for 30 years in air pollution control. The idea was natural gas reduces no pollutants. It's about the best fuel for having only water and carbon dioxide. And in 1970, when we passed the Clean Air Act, that's what we aspired to.
Well, it's true. I mean, natural gas clearly is better than coal. In California, its energy production is cleaner than most of the United States. So it was clearly an improvement over a lot of the alternatives. Now we have a chance, though, to really take it to another level. We can, look at wind, look at solar, other things that are much, much cleaner than natural gas.
Yeah, and I want everybody in our audience to hear what Rafael just said, because we're improving to another level. The switch over from burning oil or even using electricity with remotely sited hydropower, which sounds like clean energy but has disastrous effects, to the extent that we can come up with the techniques you're talking about. The insulation that you're talking about is an energy conservation technique, or using solar to heat your home is definitely a level above natural gas,
right,
fairly good protection.
And thinking about weatherization and thinking about solar and so forth, it is very important for people to understand that the biggest bang for the buck is in efficiency. Look for the efficiency opportunities first. There's a lot of press about solar. That's great. That's important. But 60% of the solution is in efficiency. Yeah. And that's where a lot of the financial gains are too. There's lots of waste. Extraordinary amounts of waste. And we really need to go after that in a big way.
Well, we've got about 5 minutes left, and I wanted to put in a plug for something, which is November 11th, Breathe California has the Tech Museum Theater, holds 500 people all day. At 11 o'clock, we're running the 11th hour Leonardo DiCaprio's film. I don't know if you had a chance to see it in the
Not yet.
Theaters. Well, hopefully Rafael will join us. It's absolutely free. And then we're following that with a panel of local, state, and federal elected officials, one of whom we've invited is Jerry Hill, who's a wonderful San Mateo's supervisor, to talk about environmental and health problems, to give you an update about it. So feel free to, we'd love to have you come join us. That's the Sunday in the 3-day weekend, so it may be a little tough for some of you to get to, but we'd love to see you at the Tech Museum, which is 201 South Market. So yesterday I spoke to an environmental research class at San Jose State, and a woman from Actera, a wonderful environmental organization in Palo Alto, was talking about gray water programs they're trying to encourage. So the first thing I want to ask you is, what's gray water, and then what does water conservation have to do with energy savings and climate change?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that question. First of all, gray water is water that has had some use, maybe washing clothes or shower and so forth, but has been treated and is available for reuse in some form, some appropriate form. So, example, it might be watering medians and parks and so forth, things that are safe to do with that kind of water. And the connection between water and climate change is that climate change is going to have a significant impact on California's water supplies. Already there are a number of studies that suggest that we've had an impact of as much as 10% of our snowpack in California, and the projections, if we don't take rapid action, are quite severe. So we really need to look for ways to be very efficient with our water use.
Yeah, and you've mentioned half of the reason that it's so important, which is we're not going to have the storage capacity. As it gets hotter, more snow melts quickly and gets lost. But the second side is that 28% of our energy use in the state is pumping water around. Here in this area, we're either on Hetch Hetchy water coming 150 miles away from Yosemite National Park, or two different sets of state and water systems are pumping in 50% of our water from the San Joaquin Delta. We're talking about using water from 400 miles away in Shasta Dam or Oroville.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, we obviously need to sustain the community, but we can be much smarter about how we're doing it. Redwood City, for example, has a really smart plan which incentivizes people in the community switching out the old, very inefficient toilets, with much more efficient, low water volume toilets. And they're saving a lot of water as a result, and it would really be great to see more of that in the community. And what people can do, like you said earlier, is to write their mayors, write their elected officials and say, I really want to see progress on this stuff. It's important to me, because the elected officials will really act when they see the public support.
So with 30 seconds left, why don't you kind of summarize? What is sustainability? Why should we care? How do we get involved? And only 30 seconds.
Well, sustainability is all about making sure that we live in a way that does not compromise the future. Right, our children and our grandchildren. And the opportunities now for people are enormous. There's a great movement. One way is through the Cool Cities campaign. Go to the website, coolcities.us, sign up there, get connected up with folks in your community, and write the letters to the mayor, write the letters to the editor. All that stuff is really good stuff to keep that momentum going.
So my guest today has been Rafael Reyes. I'm Terry Trimble with Breathe California. Jump in, you can make a difference.